Hello everybody, my name is Anamika Singh and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about 5 things that you should avoid if you are an online tutor in XYZ organization and you take online classes. Now, if you're new here, if you're a new viewer on my channel, so I would like to tell you that I keep posting amazing and interesting videos on how you can enhance your online sessions. I also post about latest vacancies, then be it in private organization or government organization, institutes, schools, or you can say universities, right? And I also post about the different internships which are there. So if you're new here, I will put the link of the playlist over here. Okay, you can tap onto the I button and you can visit the entire information. You can go and watch all the videos that I have shared on my channel so far. Now, yes, in this video, I will be talking about 5 things which you can avoid if you are taking online classes, because if you keep doing these things, okay, so they might affect your, I would say, image in front of your audience, right? Whosoever is availing your service, whosoever is taking your online classes, online sessions, right? So if you keep doing this, so it can negatively impact your image, your personality, and also your profile. See, in some organizations, in some tutor organizations, there is a rating or auditing system, right? So if you are in one of such organization, if you're a part, if you're an employee or you are an online tutor in such organization, so obviously there's going to be a rating system, and you keep following these things. If you keep doing and repeating these things, there's a possibility that, the auditors and these people are going to deduct your marks based on that, right? Or they're going to rate you accordingly. So you just have to make sure that you don't repeat these things. And if you're interested to know what these 5 things are, so I will suggest you to keep watching this video till the end. So the first thing is, do not address your students as guys, okay? Because guy, like the term guys or guy, is a very informal word and we keep using it, right? We, just very randomly, casually use it without even thinking, without giving much thought to what we are saying. But you have to make sure that you do not say this in front of your students, okay? Because it somewhere, I would say, disrupts the decorum of the class, right? You have to be the friend of your student, but this doesn't mean there's a very thin line between being friendly and being informal, right? So make sure that you are not very informal in front of your students, no matter how small, or you can say, how young or how old your students are, okay? You have to avoid saying guys. And this has happened with me, right? It happens with everyone because we are so accustomed, we are so habituated to using this term guys, especially people who make videos, because they keep saying hello guys, hi guys, how are you all, this and that. So there's a possibility that we might address students as guys. So just make sure that you do not use the term guys, because it is a big no if you're taking online classes. So the second one is, avoid using brand names. Like, a very common mistake that all of us do is that we just use the term Google, right? Like, in today's era, like, Google word has replaced the word search. Okay, we have stopped saying go search it on internet. We just say go Google it. Go Google this or that, right? So you have to make sure that you do not use any particular brand name. You do not there are chances, like whenever we are giving examples, it is very common that we make use of words like Nestle, we make use of like Amul, or you can say a particular car name, right? Like Mercedes, Audi, or something like that. And the best example, or the most common example, would be Google. When we are teaching, we just very randomly say that you can Google this. But make sure that you do not use these brand names, because you are there to teach students, and your basic or fundamental rudimentary function over there, your duty is to teach students and not to promote any particular brand name. Then be it a cloth brand, be it a automobile brand, or anything, okay? Anything. So I know this sounds very weird, because it's a very common thing, it's a normal thing, and you're not promoting anything in general, right? But if you are associated to an organization, so these rules usually come in handy. So they usually advise you to stop or avoid using any brand name. So you have to make sure that you do not make use of those. The third would be that you have to avoid using the terms like mother, father, mom, or dad, right? Because I know, we are trained, we are encouraged to give personal examples, because that is how students connect quickly, right? They connect like in a click. But like, you never know what is the background of that particular student, right? You never know. So you have to avoid using these terms. Like, you can use like a more general term, like you can use parents. Now I know that parents is also like somewhere related to, we are talking about their background only, but here it is like a very general term. So because we cannot say anything else from that, so it is advisable to use the word parents instead of calling like, or talking about their mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, right, or uncle or aunt. So you have to make sure that you just use the general term parents and avoid using particular specific terms, because we never know what is the background of that student, especially the younger kids, like younger students. You have to make sure that you do not use such words. So the fourth is, do not target particular student, right? Like, it is very common whenever we are taking classes. So obviously, for example, there are 20 students in the class, but out of those 20 students, there will be only, I would say, 3 or 4 students who are very interactive, right? You must be even remembering their names, and rest of the students are not at all interactive. They're just sitting there, they haven't even turned on their cameras, they're not very interacting, or they're not giving answers to whatever you're asking, right? So just make sure, like, this doesn't happen only in online classes but also in offline classes, right? We have experienced it that teachers usually point out the names because they find it very easy, because they know that this student, for example X, this X student is going to reply to whatever the teacher is asking, right? So make sure that you do not use this. You don't have to target particular student or call out their names as such, right? For answering questions, for example, you are asking a particular question. For example, you talked about what is motion, right? You talked about it. Now at the end of the session, you want to ask, like, can you tell me what is motion? So you shouldn't call out the name of that particular student, okay? Just don't. It seems like you are targeting someone. So some students might feel bad that why is the teacher only asking me? Why is the teacher calling only my name and not others name, right? So try to address them in a general way, like, can any one of you tell me about this, instead of calling out a name. Okay, you can use the term anyone or everyone, try to answer, or you can take 4 or 5 names together, right? Or you can say, like, just like in general as a class. So class, can you please tell me what could be the answer of this particular question? So make sure that you do not target a particular student or 2 or 3 students in your class, because there's also a possibility that other students might feel bad that you're giving most of your attention and everything to only those 3 or 4 students, and you are not encouraging the rest of the students. So make sure you do not target or call out particular names of some students. So the fifth and last mistake that you should avoid is, don't look onto the screen, or don't look onto the side wherever you have your document or your file, wherever your notes are there. Okay, just make sure that you maintain a proper eye contact, because when you are not looking into the camera, the students are very easily able to understand that you are reading out something, right? It's okay to refer to your notes, okay? It's not a bad thing, because obviously you are a teacher, you're not a robot, you're a human at the end of the day. So you cannot just memorize everything and just keep talking about it, right? You will be needing to refer to whatever document and notes that you have. So you can refer to those, but make sure you do not stick your eyes on the screen or on that particular file, or at the side of the screen wherever your document or file or notes are placed. Okay, so make sure you most of the times look into the camera, for like I'm doing right now, right? So if I'm seeing here, you can see that I'm looking onto the screen, but if I'm looking here, which means I'm looking into the camera. So obviously in an online class, it is very difficult to maintain an engagement, right? To maintain that, I would say, that particular environment of teaching, because everything is happening online, right? So interaction level already decreases. So if you're not looking into the camera, so the student will not feel that you are actually teaching them, right? So to make sure that there is a particular teaching environment, there's a learning environment, an interactive session, so make sure you do an eye contact, because in online classes the only eye contact you can do is through your camera, right? So if you look into the camera, obviously the students are going to feel that you're seeing them. Yes. So yeah, these were the mistakes that you should avoid, and do let me know in the comments below if you would like a part 2 of these mistakes that you should avoid and how you can enhance your online classes. If you really like the information which I'm sharing, you can give this video a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon so you never miss an update, because as all of you know the drill, that I keep posting such videos which you might find interesting. So yes, this was all about today's video. I'll see you next time. Till then, bye.